And then University of West Indies in the Caribbean. Dr. Sastry has a significant interest in core and multidisciplinary research and published more than 50 plus research articles and book chapters in the extended area of energy system, database and information system, big data, and computing. He has won the ICWTN Travel Award for paper to cope Japan in ICWTN circuit and system. He has organized four program, expert lecture, and has been invited as a key speaker, session chair in various workshops or conferences. Dr. Sastry has visited various universities across the globe to serve in various
I think Bhagwari sir, mic is on. So somebody can ask. Yes, yes, now it is off.
Rogen, France, Sofia University, Japan, University of Turabo, Puerto Rico Energy System, and Yale University, India. He is on the panel of accreditors of IEEE or ABET USA and visited a few universities as part of EBIT accreditation process. Dr. Sastry is a senior member of IEEE USA, a member of IET UK, and a life member of IE India. Thank you.
Our next session chair for this technical session 1 is Dr. Robinson Bhadoria. He is from NIT Hamirpur, India. Dr. Robinson Bhadoria is currently working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at National Institute of Technology, Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh. He has completed PhD in the discipline of Computer Science and Engineering at Indian Institute of Technology, Indore, Madhya Pradesh in the year 2018. He has also earned his Master of Technology, M.Tech, and Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science and Engineering from Rajiv Gandhi Technological University of Madhya Pradesh, India, in the year 2011 and he has been awarded with gold medal in M.Tech, Computer Science and Engineering for the year 2011 at RGPY Bhopal Technological University of Madhya Pradesh, India. His research interests are Internet of Things, Big Data Analytics, Service-Oriented Architecture, Machine Learning, Wireless Sensor Networks. So I request the session chairs to please proceed with the session.
Thank you, Bhavika, and thank you, Nati, for this introduction. So first of all, I would like to congratulate the entire team of this ICWTN International Conference. And it's specifically Professor Dr. Ashish Bhagwari, sir. He's putting a lot of consistent effort for joining admission from different corner of the world. So that is, in fact, we have Dr. Ivan Pal from Russia and several other emeritus professors from the different globe. So sincerely thanks to Bhagwari sir and his team for consistent effort. So I think we have 8 papers in this technical session that would be co-chaired and chaired by Professor Shastri from Namibia University. So I think we can move on with the first presenter. So is he available with the meeting? Sambhav Verma, CT scan analysis using wavelet and deep learning. My voice is audible at your end, Bhavika?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Your voice
sir.
is audible.
Okay.
Bhavika, namaskar, sir.
Sir,
Thank you for your invitation and become the part of this conference. And sir, you are the one of the member, or we can say pillar of this conference, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you for your effort and for your support.
Member, that's why we are organizing this conference, sir.
Yes, sir. Equally,
Thank you,
sir.
thank
You, sir. Equally to you, sir. So, like, do we have the presenter over Manisha? Manisha and Sambhav, nobody is there. So we will be moving to the next presenter. That is the paper title is Monitoring the Environment and Recycling Approach for Managing Oil and Drilling Waste. Is he available? Any author for this paper? Okay. Moving on to the next paper, evaluating generative AI and multilingual sentiment analysis.
Sir, I am there.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody, especially Ashish sir. So he has given a lot of effort for me. Thanks, sir, for giving me the opportunity, because I personally call him and asking him a couple of things, because I am not from the same university, or I am actually from not the education department itself. I am from the different background itself. I am actually working in a corporate. So last 15 years I was in corporate, maybe 16 years. So not in education industry, but still Ashish sir allow me for this conference, and really thanks for that. So can I share my screen and give the presentation?
Yes, of course. Please move ahead.
Please let me know when my screen is visible.
Yeah, screen is visible. I think you. Yeah. Perfect. Go ahead.
So, evaluating generative AI on multilingual sentiment analysis. So nowadays, welcome everybody for the session, for giving me the opportunity. Now we are talking about my top topic title is evaluating generative AI on multilingual sentiment analysis. Now there is couple of things we have to look into it here. One is what is GenAI and what is multilingual sentiment analysis. So if we're talking about generative AI, this is the generation we have to always talking about GenAI. You have to be, we are previous years we are talking about AI, now we are talking about generative AI. Generative AI and AI difference between that is AI, we have some predictive model, we are different giving some output based on some input, and that will more or less static. They are not able to give you some answer that is never not put into the system. But generative AI is talking about something that generate the answer also. They don't have, they will be doing some analysis using their brain insight, and they'll be giving the answer. So will generate the answer for you. That is basically generative AI. So, and another topic is we're talking about multilingual sentiment analysis. That is, nowadays sentiment is bigger things. We have to, for any text or any speech, we have to understand the actual sentiment. And when we are talking, basically people are working on the multiple languages in the globe. When you're talking about, globe don't have any languages. Most of the Indian people are talking in Hindi, few portion is talking on Bengali, few portion talking in Telugu, and if outside the India there is a lots of languages. So we have to go for a multilingual sentiment analysis. So now why the two topics is interrelated? The two topics is interrelated.
Mr. Praloy, you have 10 minutes to go.
Okay.
So I think you
let me going to the directly the topic of content.
Yeah, definitely, because you need to be very concise in presentation.
Introduction, review of literacy, benefit of generative AI, challenges, current approach, proposed methodology, result discussion, and conclusion. So we are talking about the introduction. Generative AI content across all languages, culture are created. And however, the traditional machine learning approach of sentiment analysis often struggle to complex handling. But now using generative AI, we can easily handle that traditional multiple approach. The problem we can solve it. Recently, advanced generative approach, large languages like GTP3, GTP4, or other languages, we are able to they are able to handle that multilingual natural processing. So in this paper, we are trying to show you that's how it will help you and what is the benefits and demerits of all those things. So we have gone through several papers already published in different recent years, and that's the snap of this. Now, benefit are analyzing basically ability to analyzing sentiment across wide range of languages. As I mentioned, it's not bounded by the languages. Improved understanding of cultural nuances and idioms, because every language has some different idioms and with different nuisance. So we have to overcome those things. Better code switching language mixing and common conversational language in social media. Increase the accuracy of sentiment analysis for low resource languages like Bengali or Tamil or some other language where the resource is less, data source is less. So we are trying to increase the accuracy there also. Ability to new languages, and particularly when the new languages come, how we can use the sentiment analysis of that languages. Potentially semantic data analysis of transferring languages that can be handled also. Ability to ambiguous and basically scams text, we can handle it. Improved understanding complex phenomena such as negation and modifiers across languages can be solved by that. Scalability of large volume multi-language data, that can be also solved by that. Reduce of language specific resource can be solved by that. So all this are benefit of multilingual generative approaches for sentiment analysis. Now challenges are handling linguistic diversity, complexity across multiple languages, accounting for culture and regional variance. This is one challenge. Ensuring robust and accuracy of sentiment analysis is a challenge. Address the scarcity of high quality and right data is a challenge. Dealing with the code switching and large mixing is a challenge. Handling the ambiguity and context dependent sentiment analysis is a challenge. So migrating the risks from one humiliation and factual constitution is a challenge. Maintaining the data privacy is also a challenge, and scaling and optimization is also a challenge. So current approach, basically we are talking about current approach, transferring and cross-language models. There is a method. So we can transfer the language into a common language like English and or maybe other languages, and cross language, we can create a different cross language model and transfer all those languages into that languages. And zero shot and few learnings, there is a method we can use for create the generative model using zero shot and few shot learning. We can use, we have to use multilingual data administration, as this multilingual concept that we have to use different data set and have to get multilingual data administration. Multilingual sentiment transfer and adaptation need to be done. Multi-model and multi-view learning need to be created. Multi-model and multi-view learning model need to be created, because based on that the data will be transferred and we can get the actual result. Then interpretability and extensibility should be there, because today we are maybe dealing with 5 to 6 languages or maybe 10 languages, but tomorrow we have to extend it for all other languages or new languages also. So proposed methodology, our proposed methodology is talking about the first will be data collection, second will be data preparation processing, third is language identification. That is the best beautiful things that we have to do. That first we have to identify the basic languages, which language the particular text is written on, what is the thing. So even if it is a cross languages, we have to identify which in particular statement, what are the word we have chosen for what which languages. Then we have to go for the cross language model selection based on the languages. Suppose the particular text is written in 5 languages or 4 languages, then based on the word classification, you have to identify which word is from which languages. Then we have to transfer that language using the cross language model selection. Then transferring learning, we have to transfer this corresponding word or phrase into the common language. Then we have to use zero shot and few shot learning algorithm to understand it in the single platform. Then we have to go for a multilingual administration to get that actual meaning of this. Then we have to do a sentiment transfer and adaptation. We have to basically do a sentiment analysis and we have to adapt the sentiment analysis. Then we have to create a multimodal learning method that will be used for now and for any other language that will be coming in future. Then we have to use intercapability and extensibility. So all the things will be that if new things or other old things also come, it will be interpretable easily, can be read, and we can able to expand it for other languages also. So we have to considering the ethical AI and diversity, because when we are doing it, the ethical way should not be. We have to understand the ethical view, because something. So when we are talking about, we have to understand the whether we can do it or not. Something cannot always cannot be transferred also, because there may be legal boundings or ethical boundings. We have to talking about the evolution and benchmarking. Whenever we're talking about which, suppose a particular word is maybe used in different languages, then we have to understand what is the benchmarking of this, and based on the benchmarking we have to convert this thing. Then we have to talking about the error analysis. Obviously any models, this is not error free. Whenever we transferring it, we may not, suppose particularly cross languages, it is a problem that we are not able to, sometimes we are not able to identify the proper language where the actual user is written. Then there is obviously a chance of error, and we have to analyze the error, and we have to talking about the deployment and scaling. So whenever how we can deploy the model and how we can scale it for particularly multiple languages, that we have to we have to work on that. And then we have to work on the real world applications, that if when it will be applicable for real world, how it need to be retrained. So proposed methodology covers the various aspects like multilingual sentiment analysis using generative AI, including data collection, pre-processing, and language model selection, transfer language, data aggregation, and multimodal language intercapability, ethical consideration, evaluation, real-world development, and free to adjust to expand points based on the research goal and requirement. So if we're talking about the results, we are seeing there's most of the we have given taken that for current model BERT, we are giving for negative is basically for GTP, it is giving less value, but positive and neutral for our proposed model, it's giving more accuracy than the best BRT model. So that's all I have. So now coming to another model, we will talk about the confusion matrix. For our proposed model, we are able to see that currently GTP4 is giving what is the comparison of all those GTP4 brand 3P or best, but we are giving a comparison of all models. So conclusion of the study explored the capability of generative AI model, specifically large language model for the tasks of multilingual sentiment analysis across the diverse set of language domain. The proposed approach leverages the transferring language learning technique by fine-tuning the pre-tuned cross-language across the model and for multilingual sentiment analysis. Experiment result demonstrated that generative AI is model outperformed than traditional machine language approach. The quantitative approach highlighted the model ability to handle linguistic complexity idioms. However, the model still faced challenge like particularly for the low languages and ambiguous languages. Techniques such as data administration, multilanguage transfer technology, multilingual model learning are exposed at those still addresses some challenges that enhance model performance in particularly low resource languages. So we're talking about this more or less for high resource languages, this model, whatever we proposed, is working with good efficiency, but for low resource languages like suppose we are talking about some Malayalam or some part of this part in India country are using some native language, we are not able to get proper results. So that's all I for this demonstration. So now it is open for you for any questions, sir.
I request any participant or like listener who have a question on Praloy presentation. It would be a good presentation, Praloy. And I have a few questions regarding your implementation aspect. So which model you have used for implementing.
Mainly use BART, but we are using BART. We are modifying the BART actually. If you look into the
But okay.
BART, we are basically modifying the BART because BART has some limitations, but basically show the limitation and we are trying to basically enhance the BART.
Okay, Nancy, but so you have used the textual data for training it.
Still textual data. There is no image still considered.
Image has not been considered so far because you have used as a comparator BARD AI,
Yes.
Chat GPT. You have compared your model with that.
Yes. Yes.
So what is the training metrics you have used? Training metrics for training your model?
Training model actually there is ChatGPT. Even if you go to the normal Google ChatGPT data, they have some training model. So we have downloaded the ChatGPT ChatGPT model and we have trained on that. There is a 3 models we have basically considered. One is ChatGPT 3.5, ChatGPT 4, and another is Google Gemini.
I think Chat GPT-4 has a feature of comparing a 2 document. So
Yes.
your model is also comparing a document based
Even
search.
ChatGPT 4 has a feature of using the image comparison also, but still actually the process is going on. I'm not able to complete all those things.
My question is regarding the file-based comparison rather than just text. Have you implemented file-based comparison?
No, only text based still.
Only text-based. So can you comment on the which large language model you have used in your implementation?
Large language, can you repeat the question? I do not get you.
Because for implementing or training this set, we use a different NLP techniques.
Yes.
So in NLP, there as a fundamental, there is a neural machine translation models. Have you heard about neural machine translation?
NLP model. So you are talking about NLP model, right?
Yeah, NLP model.
So let me. There is a probably 2. As I can remember, there is a you use sentimental model based on semantic sentimental model.
That's fine. But I recommend, because you are doing a PhD from MIT University Gwalior.
Yes.
So as a PhD dissertation work or research work,
Yes.
what I call it research work. So you need to also examine what are the fundamental work has been existing, isn't it?
Yes.
So also compare with the because you are working in a very advanced model base because they involve different like feedback, what we call a deep learning models,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
So before initiating the deep learning model, at least as a research student, you also need to aware about the basic neural machine translations.
Yes.
So also, because this should be the part of the research work, isn't it?
Yes.
Might be the part of this paper. So this will be neural machine translation models are available. So this will help you to build more novelty in your work. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is my suggestion for this. So thank you, Praloy.
Okay.
Moving on to the next presenter in the list, we have OSM on spot mechanic. Is he available?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, you can present your work.
Can I scan my screen, sir?
Yes, please. Share the screen. Is there any problem, Dr. Deshpande?
Sir, is it visible, sir?
Screen is not visible. Earlier it was visible, but now it is not visible.
Now is it visible, sir?
Yes, presentation is visible. Make it full screen.
Okay.
Yes, it is perfect.
Okay, sir. Can I begin it, sir?
Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. I am student from RMK Engineering College, here to present OSM on-spot mechanic. Here, our problem statement is nowadays traveling has become a part of life. Nowadays, traveling has become a part of life, so that the vehicles play a crucial role from beginning our day to end. But the maintaining the vehicle in a hectic schedule is not possible. That leads to breakdown issues and creates frustration and depression among the travelers. So that our application helps to reduce the stress and also benefits the small garage centers and make them profitable. The proposed statement is in this the user registration, customer starts by registering with their mobile number and basic details. Then they provide their current location and describe the issue with your vehicle. The system broadcasts the customer's request along with the location and the problem details to the nearby mechanics. The mechanics who are capable accept the order. Once accepted, the order is assigned to the chosen mechanic who can proceed with the repair. Meanwhile, the other garages are notified that the order has taken, allowing them to focus on the new request. This system streamlines the process, connecting the customers with the right mechanic swiftly, reducing the time and ensuring the prompt vehicle repair. According to the literature review, we have came over the various papers. In that, it is in the existing papers, it is shown that the way customer have to give search for the mechanic through his own issues. He must search the mechanic name, he must give the mechanic nearby, and he must call to the particular mechanic. Here, the mechanic will not be sometimes available once we call, so that it would be a problem while it causes an time consuming process to the users. They may be at an situation where they must go to a place at an immediate time, but it would not be possible for them at that time, so that it could lead to time consuming process and heavy hectic schedules. Maybe uncertainly they would stop that schedule. According to the literature review, many papers have came up that services like Google Map navigations, but and finding the mechanics while traveling is very difficult, and nearby mechanics based on the user's location may not be available at that certain time. The uniqueness of project is actually this kind of application is in existing, but it often lacks the accessibility in existing applications. The user has to choose the garage center nearby and contact them if in case the garage center is closed. It leads to the stress. But our application stands unique in selection process as gives the state the problem, the vehicle issue notifies to nearby garage centers who can provide a better service and take up the process. In this way, it provides a profit to a garage center also. So that once the admin approves the garage center, so that the mechanic can log into the our application, and when user is using the app, he is owning his location and giving the problem what he is facing at that particular situation, so that it must be sent to all the nearby garage centers and service centers. So the mechanic who are capable and who knows the work will take the work and do the work, so that it will be time optimization, and it will also reduce the customer stress. Our system flow diagram represents how our application is going to be. Here, once we enter into our app, the user must log in. And location access is given. And once location access is given, he describes the vehicle issue. It notifies to the nearby garage center. At the simultaneously, the admin will also approve the garage center, and garage centers also may be logging, so that once the vehicle issue is described, it notifies to all the garage centers, and who is capable of doing that work will accept it, and the OTP verification will be sent to the user, so that he can accept, like Ola Uber, he can accept the OTP, and estimated amount will also be shown to the user. A future enhancement is troubleshooting guidance. The application is not only connected to the user with a mechanic, but it also provides the troubleshooting guidelines where the users can, once the user is stuck in a not network available places, he can use troubleshooting guidance, where in offline mode itself some of the solutions for the minor problems will be stated there, so that without any professional assistance, it can empower through the troubleshooting guidance, and he can itself rectify the issues. Also, the remote consultation service is available. Once he is stuck in an area where no mechanic is available, at the time he can have a remote consultation service. Here, it is like, once we request for the consultations, the particular garage centers who is available for the consultations takes the consultation, and he says how to work on that issue at the time, so that user can do it by the instructions of that consultation garage, and he can pay minimal amount to the consultation service also. This this is how our front page of our application looks like, and this is our app icon. Here, if once we enter the application, we get into three types of pages. One is admin page, mechanic page, and the user page. One is admin page, mechanic page, and the user page. Once we enter into an admin page, the username and password must be given, and he can add the garage centers, and he can view the users also. So that once he again we are going into a mechanic page. Here, the mechanic page is given by shop name, mechanic name, and available days. In a week, how much days the shop will be available, and what are their service provider, and their contact number would be mentioned there. The user login page here is, once the user gives his name and password, he may log in. At the same time, the troubleshooting service is given here. Once he is in a offline mode, there is no proper network, he can use this troubleshooting service. Once he logins in and allows the GPS access, he chooses the type of vehicle he is using, two-wheeler, four-wheeler, or other, and he mentions the problem he is facing, so that if it is not stated about the problem he is facing, he can make use of the customization service, so that the mechanic could make use of it and hire it today, so that once the vehicle problem is mentioned, he must mention his vehicle name and phone number and method of payment, and send request, so that this request is broadcasted to the mechanic page. Here, the mechanic views the request and accepts or denies, and he sends the OTP to the user. So the OTP is received to the user, and the mechanic's timing can be tracked by the user, or he can also make a call to the mechanic.
Once the service is done, he can make his payment and he can do the review. He can give the review to the user also. The troubleshooting guidance is like this. Once the problem and the procedural will be mentioned here, and the virtual solution will also be given so that it can be accessed through offline mode itself. Our market viability is, as I said, it notifies the nearby garages, letting them focus on the orders they can work on and boost the productivity. With the technology of smartphones and GPS, it ensures the easy use for the users. I'm concluding here that OSM offers an innovative solution to the urban communicators for the breakdown challenges. It is also a modern technology to enhance the road safety and reduces the stress of the vehicle owners. It also provides a unique selection process of garage centers through the GPS service and the problem stating. Here it is in market viability. It is offering a convenience to the users and maximizing the garage productivity. It here stands out user friendly for both the mechanics as well as the users. It is even providing mechanics a profitable solution so that the mechanics can now be a technological driven area. Thank you, sir. If any queries.
Thank you, Molini, for this nice presentation.
Thank you, sir. If any queries, you can.
Yeah, I'm also requesting the other presenter and the attendee for this online session. Those who have any query regarding the presentation done by the Molini. So, Molini, I have a query because this is more over this research work you have incorporated for creating this Android app. My
Yes,
voice is
sir.
audible at your end, Molini?
Sir?
My voice is audible at your end.
Yes, sir.
So, what are the major key contribution of this doing this research work?
Sorry, sir. I couldn't hear you, sir.
What are the major contributions for doing this research work?
Actually, here my family background is from this mechanic side, and here we are facing these issues daily. As a garage center, or we might not we are owning a garage center. We may not go to a particular place where the customer is calling. So that it would be useful when we integrate all the mechanics together through a app. It would be useful for the user as well as to the service provider also, sir.
Molini, I'm also inquiring about what are the research, what papers you have gone through for preparing for writing this article. I want to know what are the references because you have not added any reference and even not shown any list of the reference that you have used in your research paper.
I have mentioned in literature review about 5 to 6 papers, sir. According to those papers, only we
Yeah.
have came up with a conclusion that these kind of app is not existing. In current, the apps are just for the user must search the mechanics. Once we give the problem, once we enter into the Google and we must search to the nearby garage centers. If we
There
wanted,
has to be, Molini, there has to be a comparison on the features. Research is reconfiguring the existing things in fact. So once you are preparing a new type of model, that is also very appreciated. But there has to be a precision or a feature-based improvisation, optimization. You can also call it optimization. So that parameter should be included as a part of research because you have built a good prototype that is very appreciated. But there has to be a discussion over the what features that you have improved or that you have optimized from the existing literature survey, isn't it? So that part is miss I found in your presentation. Rest is good. Rest is good.
Thank you, sir.
Fine. Anyway, thank you for your presentation. And moving on to the next presenter in the list, extrapolating eye disease in the patient through the retinal blood vessel segmentation using Oden unit. So Kalpana and SOWMIYA.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir, actually, my paper is at the first number, the CT scan analysis using deep learning.
Yeah, you can wait for the last.
Okay.
Once I complete the list, then I will get back to you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Is there this SOWMIYA and yes.
Sir.
Yeah. Please, you can present your work.
Okay.
Yeah, your screen is visible now. Presentation is also visible.
Shall I start, sir?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, SOWMIYA. My title is Revolutionizing Eye Disease Diagnosis through Retinal Blood Vessel Segmentation using OD unit. These were the table of contents. Introduction, literature review, objective, dataset description, workflow, pre-processing, OD unit, blood vessel segmentation using OD unit, results, and conclusion. Introduction. Introduction is about the importance of the eye health, critical fundus analysis, and the medical advancement. According to the World Health Organization, over 2.2 billion people have the vision impairment. The retina is responsible for converting the light into the electric signals, which is transmitted to the brain. The blood vessels present in the retina, which nourishes the oxygen and nutrients. The segmentations of the retinal blood vessel is crucial to analyze the fundus image. It enables the advancement in diagnosing and treating the ocular conditions. Advantages of automated segmentation technique, which enhances the efficiency and accuracy for medical image analysis. The advantages are reductions in the human error, time-saving benefits, and the consistency in results.
SOWMIYA, anything, because your voice is not audible. SOWMIYA,
Sir,
your voice is not audible.
what is audible, sir?
Yeah, it is audible now. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The literature reviews deep data-driven approach for enhanced segmentations of blood vessels for diabetic retinopathy, which is the author is other in use the technique unit, but the limitation found in this is the pre-processing is not done, so the quality of image is less. And the next paper is the encoder enhanced address unit architecture for retinal blood vessel segmentation by Saltanat and Indumati, which used the technique EEA unit, that is enhanced encoder enhanced address unit. The limitation found in this paper is the labeled data pre-processing is not time consuming and the accuracy is also found to be. And the next paper is the artificial intelligence for screening of multiple retinal and optic nerve diseases by Dong, He, Zhang, and Ji, Wan, and Zhou. Used the technique CNN, and it contains the deep layers, and therefore the computation time is very high. The next paper is the segmentations of retinal blood vessel using UNET++ architecture and disease prediction by Gargari et al. Use the technique UNET++ But although the unit performs very well, it loses the fine details at the endpoints of the blood vessels during the execution time, that is during segmentation. And the limitations found by this existing papers, or the training data samples are found to be limited, and which employs the pre-trained networks for the feature extractions. During rescaling of the input images, it may discard the valuable informations. Classification is the more challenging techniques when the image contains the low contrast boundaries and the presence of artifacts. The objective is to automate the medical image segmentation of ocular vascular anomalies of retinopathies to segment the blood vessels of a retinal image analysis using the OD unit. The data sets used for the blood vessel segmentations are DRIVE and STAR. DRIVE is the digital retinal image for vascular extraction. It consists of 40 high-resolution images, which was created by the Digital Image Processing Laboratory at the University of Beira Interior in Portugal. And the STAR, that is a structured analysis of the retina. It consists of 397 retinal images, which was developed by the researchers at City University of London's Department of Optometry and Visual Science on Moorfields Eye Hospital Ophthalmic Imaging Unit. The workflow of blood vessel segmentation using OD unit is here the retinal fundus, that is retinal images from the DRIVE and the STAR is given as the input. And the first step is the pre-processing step. In the pre-processing techniques that is done for the input images or resizing, normalization, denoising. After pre-processing, the pre-processed image is given as an input for the augmentation technique to create the synthetic images. And the segmentation using OD unit method is done to segment the blood vessels. And the blood vessel segmented image is given as the output. The pre-processing. In this phase, the system first resizes the colored fundus images to the standard size of 512 into 512. To increase the contrast, the Clahy technique is used. The Clahy is the contrast limited adaptive histogram equalization, and the median filter is used for removing the noise. Therefore, the quality of the image gets increased to improve the accuracy. And this is the left side, the three images, the fundus images are given. The first one is the given input images. And after applying the Clahy, the middle image exists. And after pre-processing, the last images has been clearly seen in that the blood vessels are clearly seen in that image. The structure and design of OD unit. Here, the extended unit comprises not only the global and the local information, but also the locations and that is a position and the shape is also given as the input. The segmentation is the most important part, which is used to identify the pixels as the blood vessels. So the unit algorithm is used in this. The unit is one of the algorithm for the medical image segmentation, which is released in the year 2015. It was evolved from the traditional CNN, and it is a semantic segmentation which is used for the segmentations of the medical images. In this, the unit algorithm is used along with the positions and the shape areas, which is given through the bounding box. And the bounding box is integrated between the skip connections between the contractions and the expanding part of the unit. The bounding filters that produces a feature map, it takes as the input, which is given as the input to the OD, that is an optic disk. OD is an optic disk convolutional layer. Thus, the network enhanced to estimate the precise location. That is, our region of interest is the optic disk. Therefore, that portion, that is our optic disk portion, is alone segmented. That is a blood vessel present in the optic disk alone segmented.
Soumya.
Sir?
Soumya, you need to finish your work within 10 minutes. Okay?
Okay. Okay, sir, I can.
So come to your.
And this is the structure of the OD unit. And this is a optic disk localization portion. And this portion here, the blood vessels are segmented. That is the output. That is the second image is the output of the segmentation map. And these were the results obtained by the tuning the hyperparameters. That is a learning rate to 0.01 to 0.001. And you use the optimization technique as a RMS probe and the ADAM. And by using this learning rate and the RMS probe and ADAM, there is an increase in the accuracy. By using ADAM, it produces an accuracy of 94.2 with a learning rate 0.01 and 98.8 with a learning rate 0.001. And this is the ADAM result. So with the use of derived data sets, the OD unit, that is a proposed technique, has achieved an accuracy of 98.7%, sensitivity of 98.1%, and specificity of 99.3%. With the STAR dataset, the proposed method has obtained an accuracy of 98.8%, 95.7% sensitivity, 96.2% specificity. And this is a graph using the derived data set. And it is compared with the existing approaches, ATRAS unit and D unit. And this is the RBC curve that has obtained, and the area obtained is a 0.98. So I conclude that utilizing the OD unit alongside the Sobel filter for retinal blood vessel segmentation, it gives a promising avenue for predicting the eye diseases in the patients. So the incorporations of this filter, that is a Sobel filter, enriches this process and facilitates the finer localizations of the blood vessels within the retinal images. So it improves the capacity to accurately delineate the retinal blood vessels, and it diagnoses the diseases. The innovative approach holds the potential for healthcare professionals to detect and monitor various eye diseases with greater precision and timeliness. And these are the references. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Soumya, for this nice presentation and good work. I also request the attendee and the other presenter. You can go for the query. Okay, so I will have a couple of query regarding the implementation aspect. So can you comment on the training aspect of this model? What precision and what other recall rate and F1 score that you have achieved for training the model? Your proposed one.
So OD unit means OD is the optic disc present in the retina, sir. So
Okay.
it is mainly used for diagnosing the disease such as hypertensive retinopathy also. So the hypertensive retinopathy is mainly
overall performance, throughput, latency. Even
okay.
comment on that.
Metrics is I have achieved the specificity of 99 percentage and 95.7% of sensitivity, sir. And 98.7% of accuracy in that.
And what about the like other parameter?
So these were the metrics that I have compared in this using this data set.
Okay, you also need to compare with the other features like grayscale image, RGB. Have you made any comparison on that aspect?
Still that I have not. But further I will proceed it, sir.
Further you will proceed. Okay, that would be because a lot of work has been done in this regard. So this will also give you a fruitful consideration in your. So you are doing PhD or like registered?
PhD.
Yeah. So that would be very good suggestion for your further study, further point of experimentation. Anyway, thank you. Moving on to the next presenter, Wasim Khan, image classification using modified convolution unit, CNN. Wasim is there?
जी सर.
हाँ Wasim, चलिए.
May I share sir screen?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, screen is visible?
Yeah, screen is visible. Make it the full screen so that.
Yes. Excuse me, sir. Screen is visible?
Yeah. Screen is visible, but full screen is not visible. I can see your PPTs. I can see your content PPT, and because you might not have shared the actual screen.
Okay, sir. I'm sharing.
Yeah. You have shared the PPT, but you need to share the presentation in the controlling button.
Sir, is it visible? Full screen?
Oh, perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning to all of you. I am Wasim Khan. Today I am going to giving presentation on image classification using modified convolution neural network under the guidance of Dr. L.K. Vishwamitra sir from Oriental University, Indore. Today I am going to cover abstract, introduction, literature review, research objective, and proposed methodology, simulation and result, comparison between KNN-based and CNN-based classification result, and conclusion and their feature scope and differences. Abstract covers main points of a paper. The convolution neural network image classification is evaluated by changing the parameter like number of layers, number of neurons, block size of convolution operation. The parametric analysis in terms of accuracy and number of iteration for convergence is illustrated in our result. And Intel image classification database have been used for evaluation of the performance for calculating maximum accuracy. In the introduction, content-based image retrieval means finding the and extracting the images have similar features to a query images, and the feature extracted by the convolution neural network can be efficiently use CBIR concept. CNN play an important role in image classification. CNN in computer vision or face recognition image classification, it is similar to basic neural network. Different type of model are also used in the CNN based technique, and CNN equally be effective for classifying audio and time series and signal data to solve the complex problem in a easy way. CNN is a type of neural network model also used for computer vision tasks, uses 3 layers, especially convolutional, pooling and fully connected layer. CNN is also a supervised learning technique for finding the pattern in images to classify and recognize object, classes and categories. CNN architecture is 3 layer, input layer, output layer and fully connected layer, which is called ReLU layer. The literature review generally we classify into different categories: CBIR, CNN, SOM intelligence, AI, AIoT, and image classification and intelligence algorithms. The main objective of our research is to find out maximum accuracy to apply different technique like KNN and CNN based technique. In terms of accuracy, iteration for convergence is illustrated in our result. And for that, we have used Intel image classification database for evaluation of performance. The proposed methodology diagram during the tenure of the research work is the Intel image classification database is classified into training database and testing database. After that, pre-processing is performed on training database and get images and label and giving input to CNN training and get trained CNN. Output of pre-processing training database go as an input to our pre-processing and get images and actually label. And then trained CNN and images go for classification stage and get classification label. Then in the last stage, that will go for the performance analysis and get confusion matrix for accuracy. Intel image classification database consists of 120 building images, 120 forest images, 120 glacier, 120 mountain, and 120 sea and street images. We perform KNN classification and modify CNN based classification on this database. This is our CNN structure. The first convolution layer in the CNN structure extract different characteristics from the input images by performing the mathematical operation between the input images and the convolution matrix. This allows for the extraction of features like corner and edges with weight and bias can be learned. After that, convolution to perform here to get more accurate extract feature like corner and edges with learnable properties, weight and bias. Output of convolutional 2 goes as input rectifier layer unit and get activation function for max pool. Here, 2D max pool is a bridge. 2D max pool is a bridge between the convolutional layer and fully connected layer. The fully connected layer gives off weight and bias along the neurons and join the neurons between two different layers. Two fully connected layers carry out better than a single connected layer. After that, activation function softmax. Here we perform to carry out better result for multi-class classification whether a neuron activated or not. An activation classification output here we will get. Here is the simulation and result. After the KNN based classification performed, we get accuracy 85.3704 after the KNN based classification performed on the Intel image classification database. And CNN based classification performed on the same Intel based image classification, 120 out of 120 images, we get accuracy is 93.61 on the complete set. And when we perform in same CNN based image classification on the training images on 90, we get result 83%. And we reduce training images 60, we get result on complete set 63%. Here is the comparison between KNN based classification and CNN based image classification. Here is the KNN based image classification gives the result 85.37% and CNN based image classification on the complete set 120 out of 120 images, we get accuracy is 93.61. So CNN producing better result comparatively 7% greater than KNN. However, the decrease of training images reduces the classification accuracy significantly. So for the structure of the CNN may further optimize to improve the accuracy of the classifier. Other AI technique we can introduce genetic algorithm, particle swarm optimization and moth flame optimization can be used to generate optimum CNN for the best image classification result. Here are the references we have been used in our research paper. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wasim ji, for this presenting your work. The implementation is very good. And I request the participants and the attendee for the query. Okay, I have a few questions because you have used only the classification. Wasim, able to get my voice?
जी sir, जी sir,
Only the classification part. What
जी sir.
about the detection? Have you detected any like object or something else, or just the classification?
Just classification, sir.
Mhm. So you have enrolled the PhD from Oriental University Indore.
जी sir,
Okay, so are you teaching somewhere in India?
जी sir. Government Women's Polytechnic College in Indore,
Government Women Polytechnic College, where?
Rajendra Nagar, Indore.
Okay, Rajendra, it's itself from Indore. Very good. I think the work is good, but I think in the later part of your research work in PhD, you need to also take another problem. है ना? So
जी sir,
maybe you need to go with the other because CNN is a very good practice. है ना?
जी sir,
So there are also existing model available for CNN, the other deep learning model also.
जी sir,
So even for the outlier detection, edge detections, these techniques can also be adopted other than the classification,
जी sir,
isn't it?
yes.
So have you used any specific classifier for your work
Sir, I
for training or
presently
for classification for training purpose? I'm asking, especially for training purpose.
no sir. Abhi just I am working on modify CNN classification. After that, we will use genetic algorithm or particle swarm optimization technique with
Hmm.
modify CNN.
Okay, that will be very good, isn't it? So go ahead with a good on strong literature survey,
जी
because
sir,
lot of work has already been done in this regard, because
जी sir,
classification is a very initial and is an important step for considering any case. So
जी sir,
anyway, rather than just comparing classification with KNN, also you need to compare with the existing CNN model. There are a lot of CNN models have been so just comparing with the CNN would not be a efficient approach. Okay.
जी sir,
So anyway, that's okay. This is my suggestion from for your further research work.
जी sir, जी.
Anyway,
Thank you.
we thank you. We are moving to the next presenter, Murad Basha. Integrated simulation model of spatial distribution of the dynamic system using intelligent cellular automation. So Murad is with
Yes,
us.
yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Murad. You can share the screen. Wasim, you can stop the screen sharing now.
जी sir,
And Murad, you can take the panel. Yeah. Is it okay? Murad, your screen is visible now.
Is visible?
The screen is visible, but we cannot see your presentation.
Okay. The presentation is visible.
The screen is visible. Your screen is visible. I can see the some window is open. Folder is open. Conference 2024 folder is open. I can see your screen, but presentation I cannot see. Perhaps you have chosen the wrong screen for sharing. Better to unshare it and then share it with the correct.
And now full screen or not?
Yes, I
Yes,
can
sir.
see your
It,
PPTs.
it
Now
is
make
now
it
a full screen presentation.
go to full screen.
Can I start?
Make it full screen.
I made full screen, but not visible.
The reason you might have not chosen a correct screen from the button. I can see your PPT, that is Microsoft PowerPoint. I can see the terminal of Microsoft PowerPoint, but your full screen is not visible.
Yep. Dr. Murad, please press F5. Please
F5.
press F5 for the full screen. Yes.
I pressed F5 now. Visible? I have full
Not.
screen.
Go to the design. There's a design in the
The
screen.
presentation visible.
No, can you go to the design? There's a design button after home insert. There's a design. You are in a home currently in PPT. Click on the design. There will be run button.
You click on the slide show.
Yeah. Now it's full screen. Yes. I think
Now
Professor
full
Robin.
screen.
Is it okay? Robin sir, is it okay?
Is okay now? Full screen?
Yes. Now okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Robin
will
sir,
start.
are you here? Robin sir, can you hear me? Hello, Robin sir.
Dear members of the Committee of International Conference on Wireless Technologies, Networks and Science, your attention is invited to presentation on the results of the research paper on the topic Integrated Simulation Model of the Spatial Distribution of Dynamic Systems using Intelligent Cellular Automata. First, let me review for you the presentation outline. We have introduction, include what is a mathematical model, why is this important, and we have SIR model with compartmental modeling, description of the model, and solution the model. And we have the method for this title, the cellular automaton. What is the cellular automaton? And using this method in this model. And we need to show parameters of this model and the finally the results and conclusions. The aim of the research is to improve the quality of management anti-epidemic work by numerical modeling and studies of the spread of epidemics using cellular automata. Firstly, I would like to talk about important aspect in this subject, that is of epidemic diseases. We note with the medical and technological progress in the field of health and medicine in developed countries have made tremendous strides from continuing successes, but the figures from the World Health Organization show clearly the size of the suffering of millions of people daily by exposure to epidemic disease. We remember the recent outbreak and spread of the coronavirus COVID-19 has shown that the human race is not prepared to face the great difficulties caused by the spread of epidemics. The goal of epidemiology is to identify the factors that cause or contribute to the development of diseases by studying how they spread. The epidemiology is to identify the factors that cause or contribute to the development disease by studying how they spread. And we have the mathematical model stands as an indispensable tool in contemporary epidemiology, providing profound insights into the intricate dynamics of infectious disease spread. We know the modeling is the process consists of two major phases: development model and analysis model development. What is the mathematical model? A mathematical model description of the real world through to perform experiments and to solve real world problems which may be risky and expensive or time consuming. Why is this important? For understanding disease dynamics, informing public health strategies, predicting outbreak trajectories, and optimizing resource allocation. And we get research and development of the mathematical modeling. With the simulation, we can try different intervention strategies that affect the prevalence of an epidemic or endemic outbreak. Let me show on the slide the SEER model that introduced by Kermack and McDermott in 1927. One of the foundational models in mathematical epidemiology for studying the spread of infectious disease, including transmission rate, population demographics, and intervention strategies. We have in this model susceptible, infected, and recover, three-compartmental model. On the next slide, compartmental model, we have between two classes according to specific rates. The rates take into account the details of the disease infection recovering rate. We have the differential equations of the SEER model and the total population for these compartments. Description of the model, we have a deterministic process and a stochastic model. In the modeling, the stochastic process randomly and can lead to get different results with a certain prospect. But in the deterministic process, the absence of any random effects which get one result inevitable. So we suggest that the use of stochastic model can get the most accurate and relevant results for a real spread of the epidemic. We have a binomial distribution law in this model, and we get the randomly for the intensity, the probability of successes, and represent the number of trials in the binomial distribution. The model described by the equations is specified by nonlinear ordinary differential equations, and the solution shows the time evolution of the susceptible, infected, and recovered individuals in the population. However, they fail in the description of some special aspects related to the individual behavior and the probabilistic nature of some events. Cellular automatic methods are alternative approaches since their time-space evolution could represent an epidemic spreading. Also, cellular automatic evolve in time and space under local rules. Collective behavior describing the whole system could be observed. Let me show what's of the meaning the cellular automata. This is method or this is system are the simplest models of the spatially distributed processes. Discrete model studied in computability theory and mathematics for nonlinear problems. And we can talk about cellular automata is the discrete dynamical system whose behavior can be completely described in terms of local interactions. They can be used to describe the process of continuous dynamic systems, such as a population with flowing epidemic disease. It consists of an infinite regular grid of cells, each in one of a finite number of states. And the grid can be an infinite number of dimensions. Each cell is a particular individual of a group. And another definition of cellular automata is a mathematical object with discrete space and time. Space is a field consisting of a set of cells forming some periodic lattice, but the time that the sequence of steps. So we have a grid or lattice in this figure, and we have the neighboring regular cells, and cells is one of a discrete number of states and make change state as the result of a transition rule. The proposed model or mathematical model using cellular automata. The proposed model is to use the combined simulation model based on stochastic models with the assumption of a global mixing of individual and two-dimensional cellular automata. In simulation of migration flows and mixing population based on cellular automata between elementary populations, migration happens and migration intensity is constant for the interpopulation. Migration occurs uniformly from all groups. And we have the differential equations for the SINGH model based on cellular automata. Parameters of the SINGH model, input and output of this model. We have S number susceptible people to disease, I number of people infected, R number recovered, and we have the total population denotes the letter N, alpha rate of a new susceptible population, beta infection rate, and gamma recovery rate. In mu we have a death rate and mu I death rate from the disease, and we have the proposed model for M capital is migration rate coefficient. We will see model evaluation process from the figure. Time shift firstly, in many cellular automata models, time is often discretized into integer time steps. Discrete time steps. This midpoint might be used for calculations that involve intermediate space between two consecutive time steps, potentially for handling interactions or transitions that occur over smaller time intervals. And we have the collision, the time plus 1 suggests interactions between cell or entities within the cellular automaton. In many cellular automaton, collisions occur when multiple entities attempt to occupy the same cell or when neighboring cells interact according to predefined rules. And we have the visualization results from the figure that show the area with size this test grid 100 to 100 cells and initially 5 we have from the figure A we have the 5 infected individuals are dispersed randomly within this area, and we have the 4 figure for each sub-figure, the time initial 20 day, then 40 day, then 60 and 100 day. The conclusion, the proposed cellular automata model is well suited for incorporated and simulating the dynamics of mobility and interaction between vectors and hosts. Let me point the conclusion for this model. Simulation helps to understand the spread of diseases. Also, we can observe different outcomes from intervention strategies. And the modeling framework being discussed is based on cellular automata. The strength of the proposed cellular automata model lies in its ability to seamlessly incorporate and simulate the movement and interactions between disease vectors and hosts. The primary purpose of the model is to not only describe the ongoing spread of disease, but also to identify and predict outbreaks. Thank you for attention.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Murad, first of all, for your nice presentation. Yeah,
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr.
Murad,
Hassan.
I have one query. Basically, you have designed the CA model. So, is this CA model is prepared for a particular disease or for every disease it will work?
Dr. Ashish, we can using cellular automata for every epidemic disease. Previously, I developed the cholera model using cellular automata. The cellular automata is a very important method to outbreak spread disease and the predicting this disease.
Okay, and what is the accuracy of your this model? How much accurate? Can you turn on your video, sir? If you don't mind, can you turn your video? And it is requested to all the participants, whenever you are presenting your PPT, please turn on your video.
The use of cellular automata, Dr. Ashish, its ability to represent local interactions and discrete spatial entities and provide a flexible framework for studying complex systems like epidemic dynamics or like any epidemic dynamics.
Okay, and what's your future plan? Is there any future version or work you are to doing with your proposed model for enhancing its
Future
performance?
on the future work, we will make the combined simulation model between two epidemic diseases. And we can suggest the SEER model and maybe cholera model using cellular automata, and we will show the future work.
Excuse me, Ashish sir, you are muted in this call.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, Dr. Murad.
Yeah, I didn't
My
hear anything.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your presentation. And it is requested to all the participants, whenever they are presenting their research paper, please turn on your camera. It is one of the essential requirement of the conference so that we can do the recording of your photograph with your PPT. Thank you very much. Now, who's
Thank you, Dr.
next?
Ashish. Thank you, Dr.
Sir, should I present, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed. I think
My
our
num-
session chair, they have some network issue. That's why he will rejoin us very soon. But you can proceed with your PPT, madam. Please.
because my number was not called, sir.
Yeah, no issue. Please move ahead. And
Okay.
then, as a request to all the participants, whenever you are presenting your PPT, please turn on your camera so that your recording can be done by our team.
Okay, sir. कसं present करायचं? Yes, sir. Share. Share येत नाहीये का? Sir, whether my PPTs are visible?
Yes, madam, it is visible. Yes. Please turn on your camera and then please present your PPT.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Just I will see whether my camera can be turned or not. Here some technical issues are there, sir.
Okay, no issue. Please proceed.
Good morning to all of you. Today I am going to give the presentation on review paper on location tracking using commercial advertisement. My guide is Dr. Raghavendra Sharma sir, who is working as professor and HOD in ECE department, Amethi University, Madhya Pradesh. And my co-guide is Dr. Swati Sinha madam, who is professor and HOD at Department of IT Engineering, MGM City, Navi Mumbai. Myself, I am PhD scholar at Amethi University and also working as assistant professor in MGM City, Navi Mumbai. So I'm going to cover the background, introduction, what are the participants in online advertisement, what are the ad serving supporting technologies, what are the methods for protecting the privacy, and what are the comparisons which is there for the existing protecting mechanism, and finally the conclusion and future scope. So first we'll see the background. So as we are aware that online advertisement is also known as the digital marketing, which has helped the companies to reach their potential customers. Apart from that, there are several social media platforms also like Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, or any Google search engine, which will make the customer to find the service of their choice, and as well as product also. So if you see the mobile marketing, they had played a key role for online marketing, but one major issue exists with this online marketing is the user's privacy. So users privacy is completely hampered by this mobile marketing and products, and there are some spiteful advertisement link also which may get click, and which will extract the sensitive information, and they may be used to exploit the user also. Even though so there are certain advertisement IDs also which are used to track the users, like ad identifiers, or we can say various type of the limit ad tracking. So they will also use to identify the user. So we can see there are certain benefits also, like they are used for specific demographics, then measuring the campaign performance in real time, and also there are certain challenges also like ad blocking, ad fraud, for uh, changing digital trends. Then mobile app ID also will offer the various type of the products and services which will collect the entire profile information about the users. And apart from that, internet advertising is also playing a key role for tracking the user activity. Then there are advertising identifiers which are used to track the user activity within the iOS and Android app, and operating systems are also there which will sometimes reset the ID, or we can say disable the ID by using the limit ad tracking feature. Then apart from that, in one more thing in the background, we can see as the mobile technology is continuously evolving, there should be the balance between the advertising funding services and protecting the user privacy. So this is always a challenge for protecting the user's privacy and activity. Even though certain regulatory measures are also taken for increasing the transparency from the advertisement and app developer, but still it is remaining a challenge only. Then even nowadays the real-time bidding has also developed, and it has indeed transformed the landscape of the marketing. So there is a shift towards the automation for the enable advertisement and with the unprecedented precision. Then apart from that, in the introduction part, we'll see, if you see, there are two main key player for the online advertising system. One is the advertiser and one is the publisher. So advertiser is one who wants to sell the goods and their services, and publisher who is providing the website or applications. So in between these two, like advertiser and the publisher, there are various things which are there, like demand side platform, or we can say ad platform, then supply side platform, then ad networks, advertising. Okay, now advertising will play a key role for all the commercial activities, and mainly online advertisement, even though there are certain flaws, but still it has demonstrated its effectiveness. So here we'll see certain participants.
Voice is not audible.
Madam, your voice is not audible. Padmaja, Madam, Padmaja, your voice is not audible.
Dr. Deshpande, madam, I think there might be some issue. Ashish sir, what is the which paper it is exactly? Because sorry, I got disconnected due to weak internet.
Sir, basically, I have not asked the paper ID. She
Okay,
told me that she want to present, so I allow her.
okay, because
It
review
is
Yes, I'm listening.
in
165.
commercial activities. Okay, okay,
Yes, sir, 165.
165.
yeah, 165.
Pin number, sir. Pin number 5.
I think she is having some
Pin number 5, I guess,
issue.
yes.
She is having a technical issue. So probably we can move on to the next presenter, Sambhav. Sambhav, have you presented? Sambhav Verma.
Shambhav Verma, Mr. Shambhav Verma,
Yes, sir.
you want to
Yeah,
present?
you can
Yes, sir.
present now.
Okay, okay, just a second, sir.
Yeah, please take your time.
Is it
Yeah, screen is about to, but we
visible,
cannot.
sir?
Yeah, your screen is visible. Now it got disappeared. Okay, I can see your screen. Perfect.
And
Go ahead, Sambhav. Go ahead.
yeah, just a second, sir.
Sambhav, your voice is not audible.
Am I audible to all of you?
Yeah, now it is okay. Praloy, you can mute your mic. Praloy Biswas.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. Sambhav this side, from Netaji Subhash University of Technology, Delhi. I'm here to present my research work on CT scan analysis using wavelets and deep learning. Is this audible to all of you? Please.
Yeah, it is
Yes, Mr. Shammu is audible. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, in my research work, there are some basic content like the objective, the main aim of the problem, and the introduction, and then methodologies we use, and the wavelets transformations and wavelets we use, and AI and ML techniques, and quality evaluation and subband codings are. And in last, I will show the results and comparisons to you also. Okay, so the main objective of this research work is to state the objective revolves around introducing a novel approach to analyzing CT scan images by combining two wavelet analysis and deep learning neural networks. So this hybrid method aims to leverage the strength of the both to achieve a significant improvement in accuracy and efficiency of CT scans. Okay. And so in introduction, I would like to say we have some importance of CT scan analysis in medical imaging, because CT scan is a crucial imaging technique widely used in medical diagnosis, and it provides a detailed cross-sectional images aiding in the detection and diagnosis of various medical conditions. And there are some challenges in the traditional methods I face. There are may face limitations in accurately detecting subtle abnormalities, limited efficiency in handling large data sets and complex patterns. The need for more advanced techniques to enhance accuracy and efficiency. And the methods I used, I used 4 types of wavelets, and basically wavelet is the widely used employed in signal processing analysis. Basically, wavelet is a mathematical technique used for signal and image processing. It involves breaking down a signal or image into different frequency components called wavelets are at different scales. So this allows the efficient analysis of extraction relevant features from the data analysis. Okay. And this is the wavelet equation we have, and where phi t is the Mollett wavelet function, and a is the normalization constant, and t is the time variable, and sigma is the parameter that controls the width of the wavelet in the time domain, and f is the frequency of the wavelet. So in my work, I use wavelet in two-dimensional. So basically, two-dimensional wavelets are differ from one-dimensional in counterparts. Extension involves multiplying one-dimensional scaling and wavelet functions. And in this figure, you can see that there is LL high and spatial frequency and high-low spatial frequency bands are there. So each image are transforming into 4 small images, 4 small dimensional images basically. And here, as I mentioned you, that I use 4 types of wavelet: Haar wavelet, Dauber's wavelet, Simlet wavelet, and orthogonal wavelet. So Haar wavelet I use because Haar wavelet offers me small range compact support, ideal for abrupt signal changes, and it's crucial in medical imaging for recognizing certain transitions. So, and it enhances also accuracy in diagnosis by capturing step-like patterns. And I use Dauber's wavelet. It's a highly adaptive wavelet with flexible orders of various signal smoothing, and it's ideal for interrupting medical imaging, especially signals with smooth changes. And Simlet wavelet combines coefficient smoothness and Dauber's symmetry. Its balanced the properties make it suitable for signals with oscillatory and smooth components, especially useful in diverse medical imaging data. And in bi-orthogonal wavelet is wise choice because of bi-orthogonal applications, balances localizations and smoothness similar to coiflet wavelet. And some AI and ML techniques I use is the accuracy, F1 score, and score of retention, and p value of ANOVA. It's p ANOVA value, and the value of SNR. SNR is signal to noise ratio, and I also calculated some PSNR values, that is peak signal to noise ratios. Okay. And after that, for the quality evaluation of the compressed images, I used to calculate mean square error, peak signal to noise ratios, and compression ratios. Compression ratio is basically uncompressed image size by upon compressed image size. Then there's a concept called subband coding. The image I showed you above is like a different way of subband coding. And subband coding is multi-resolution analysis, breaks picture into different frequency bands, subbands with wavelets. If you see this image, this is a lung CT scan input image. Here we applying the low pass filter and the high pass filter, and then we are downgrading it with the 2 level of decomposition, and then then the result is again divided into 2 parts, and then again we are applying a low pass filter and high pass filter, and then we also we are doing decomposition by level 2. Then we are having a normal image, high image, vertical image, and the diagonal image. Okay. And then we use wavelets for denoising. Why we use wavelet for the denoising? The signal is decomposed into different scales using wavelet transform. Considering the characteristics of the chosen wavelets, noise components are identified and separated at various scales based on the wavelet type. The identified noise in either removed or attenuated, pursuing the essential special features. Basically, if you see that image on the right side, if you can see the input noisy image, then we applied the wavelet transform, and then we have some estimate threshold, and we apply software hardening thresholding. Basically, this is a parametric we used, and then we applied inverse form of wavelet transform, and then we get a denoised image. So basically, this is how denoising thing works. And after that, the image reconstruction, like we use a yeah. So after like wavelet, the initial step involves like utilizing wavelet denoising technique with the chosen wavelet to eliminate noise from the CT scan image, and wavelet shrinkage is also there. Further processing involves applying wavelet shrinkage to reduce the size of the image while retaining critical details. And why we use wavelet for denoising? Improved image quality. It's an artifact reduction. So there are some parametrics in the image denoising we use as a threshold universal, heuristic threshold, minimax threshold, and thresholding hard and soft. So basically, these are some other parametrics that we use in our research work. And in results and simulations, I will say the input data that I get from of the images is from Kaggle. Okay, and in the input data, we have some CT scans images in the DICOM format and TIFF formats. Basically, these are the images data. And after that data set curation, we use like meticulously curated data set, and central slices selected based on predefined criteria. And then we use labeling and metadata, and the data source and composition. In data set, we have used comprises 475 series derived from the central slices of CT scans, involves 69 unique patients, ensuring diversity and relevance. And in methods, we use dataset for reading. So basically, we apply some Python codes in Google Colab. This extracts the data. This reads the data from the dataset, and after then we extract the data. As you can see in the first dataset for reading, they are only images, they are only samples. But in the second data, you can see that images with the patient data. It's like manufacturer, Siemens, patient age, patient sex, and patient name, and patient ID also. So basically, these are the some unique identifiers you use. and we use like a Dauberches and Koiflet wavelet. So from where we can use the comparison of count plots, and after that we applied wavelets. So after applying wavelets, firstly I applied a wavelet coefficient of Haar image, and here only we applied a level 2 of decomposition for just getting some results. So after applying Haar wavelet on the input image, we get 4 types of images, that is approximation, horizontal, vertical, and diagonal, as I mentioned you in the subband coding in the same. Okay, and in that thing you can see that that LL approximation image is kindly similar to the input image, and then it gets degraded downside by this thing. And after that you can see the same results we applied on the Dauberches with the simulate and by orthogonal wavelets. And then we use some compression techniques. In that compression techniques, we energy retained is our 100%, and the zeros we retained as a 9.13%. And after that we use also wavelet denoising. So in results and benefits, basically we use Haar wavelets demonstrated notable denoising capabilities, effectively reducing high frequency noise components while preserving structural details. This resulted in clearer images with enhanced visual clarity. Simulate, Dauberches, and biorthogonal wavelets showcase prowess in feature extraction, contributing to the improved diagnostic precision by emphasizing structural details with the CT scan images. So basically, the thing is, Haar wavelet demonstrate a good amount of denoising capabilities and effective reducing high frequency noise. And the project demonstrated that the choice of wavelet family significantly impacts the feature extraction in CT scan images. And the project also
sorry for the interruption. You need to finish your work presentation within 10 minutes.
Yeah. So just give me 1 to 2 minutes. I will complete it. Yeah. And after that, choice of wavelet also impacts in that. And I would like to tell the comparisons. There are some papers which I saw in as the form of accuracy and F1 scores and thresholding techniques and performance metrics, which are in line with my research works also. But in you can see there are 5 papers, but in those 5 papers, they didn't use 4 types of wavelet. They only use 1, 2, or 3 types of wavelets only. And like you can see in the second one, M. Nasri et al., and it released in 2009. You can see that there he used Dauberches, simulate, and Koiflet, and the thresholding techniques are only hard and soft thresholding. And he gets 55% accuracy, and F1 score is the 0.48, and his performance metrics is PSNR. And the latest one is 2018. He only used Dauberches, and he get the accuracy of 63%, and his F1 score is 0.5%, 0.45. And the only thing is he made a difference because he used some other thresholding techniques, and he used some other performance metrics also. And in my our work, basically, I use Dauberches, simulate, Haar, biorthogonal. I use performance metrics are PSNR, Sihanova value, decomposition, compression, denoising, and I get the accuracy of 79%, and F1 score is 0.60. F1 score is basically tells the efficiency of the model. And there are some references I use in it. Manisha Khulbe ma'am also references are also there, because she is like having a good hand command in this concepts also. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Sambhav, thank you for this nice presentation. I also request the participant and the other attendee who wish to ask any query on this nice work. Sambhav, I have a few questions regarding with the implementation and other, because it is because you are doing a bachelor's or a master at.
Yes, sir. I'm doing bachelor's, sir.
Okay, very good, very good. Because at bachelor level, this work is very appreciated, because you have put a lot of effort in understanding the wavelet and other importance of wavelet and types. It is very good at bachelor's level. And what?
Sir, actually, I made the research in terms of like in keeping my mind that I want to do masters in that concepts also.
That's very good.
So,
Very good.
yeah.
Seems very good. Good. So
Yes.
I have a few questions. In image reconstruction, how you will solving the denoising aspect?
So basically, in image reconstruction, basically, we applied some wavelet transformation in the MATLAB. Okay, and then we some applied then like here I will see like just a second. Yeah, there you can see a threshold universal technique and a heuristic threshold and min max thresholding and hard and soft thresholding. Basically, you can apply in 4 of those any 1 or any 2 thresholding techniques for the after wavelet applying.
Because
okay,
like Sambhav, using threshold, somehow you are reconstructing the existing image through trainings and other parameter, isn't
yes,
it?
sir.
So can
Yes,
you
sir.
comment it, how Gen AI would be in a more effective solution for your problem?
Yes, sir, I thought about it.
Able to get my point?
Yeah, you are absolutely correct, sir. I thought about it, about the generative AI concept applying in this image reconstruction. But that time I was not able to find any previous work on that.
Okay.
So
You
not
can
able to
relate
get
you can relate the Gen AI problem with the image reconstruction. That's a very
yes,
good idea.
that's also I kept in my future work actually.
Yes, you should. You should.
Yeah,
You should.
just a second, I will see.
And what about the like specifically model? Which model you have trained?
Sir, actually, I got the data set from the Kaggle,
Okay.
and in which like there are some 69 unique patient data are present, and their patient IDs and the
Which
patient.
classifier? Which classifier? My question is which classifier?
So basically, I used wavelets and in AI/ML technique, I use
Okay.
PSNR values.
You have taken a very classified or balanced data set. In fact, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So one more like flaw I have found in your presentation. In comparative, you have used the recent paper of published in 2018. Why so? Because a lot of work has been done in using the wavelet also. So why you have not included a very recent paper 2022-21? Why 2018? Any specific reason behind it, or you missed it?
Most of like it 70 to 80% I missed it, and I tried to find the recent paper, but I was not able to find a paper that is worked on AI/ML techniques and similarly with the wavelets and similarly with the PSNR values and threshold techniques.
I think Sambhav, you need to search it again on Google Scholar.
Yeah, sure, sir.
You will find a lot many recent work that, because it is a not a very recent work of CT scan segmentation and classification, and a lot of work using the wavelet and other deep learning models, because several models are available.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
this is very good. You have chosen a very bright problem, and even solutions based on the recent trending need to be also be a consideration point. Able to
Sure,
get
sir. I will keep that in mind, and I will update it in this.
Otherwise, it is a very good piece of work. You have made a lot of effort that I really congratulate you for presenting at a very good level. And
thank you so much, sir.
This is from my side. I think, thank you once again, Sambhav.
Yeah, thank you to you, sir. And thank you all of you for giving me that opportunity to present the paper here.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. So I think we have one more presenter who I called the name early. So again, monitoring the environment recycling approach for managing oils and waste, drilling waste. So Aiman, Solfa, anybody from paper ID 227? Ashish sir, I think we can bind up this technical session.
Excuse me, sir. Actually, my presentation, I think I was out of meeting, sir. I have started the presentation and then I was like, I was not aware, sir.
Yeah, Madam Deshpande, we thought you have some technical issue.
Yeah, sir.
We have considered your presentation. Anyway, you can again represent your work from where you have left it. You can share your screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, when I shared the screen, no, that time it was some technical issue came, and I was
Yeah, yeah, yes,
giving the
yes.
presentation.
Of course.
So just I will share it once again.
Yes, please, madam.
So now whether it is visible, sir?
Probably it will take some little
Just 1 minute, sir.
because right now it is not visible.
Okay, okay. Share.
Take your time, madam. Take your time. We are here.
Whether it is visible now, sir?
Yeah, screen is visible now. Now we can
Yes,
see
just I
your
will,
we can see your presentation. If it is possible, make it full screen. Yeah, perfect.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all of you. Today I am going to give the presentation on the review paper for the location tracking.
Madam, I think you can move on to the last slide where you have left it. I think background advertisement and part has already been covered.
So,
Yeah. This still here we were able to like moving on to the next. Yeah. Till here. Yes, fine. Okay, fine.
So there are various participants in online advertisement, which is shown in the block diagram. Like first is we can see the online advertising market. Like we have in that the advertiser, publisher, and in between the advertiser and publisher, we have the ad platform. So advertiser are nothing but the companies or we can say any firm which will aim to promote the various type of the products or brand, and they will display the various type of the advertisement to the potential customers, and generally they will also create the demand for the advertisement for displaying that. Then we have publisher. So publisher is nothing but which will the company which is going to distribute the online content like newspaper, search engines, or we can say any website or any web pages like that. And we can see certain publishers are there like CNN network or New York Times like that. Then we have the ad platform. So ad platform is working in between the advertiser and the publisher. It acts as a intermediary, what we can say, mainly the intermediary roles which will connect the advertiser and the publisher. And also it includes the various type of the supply side platform, demand side platform, and various type of the ad networks, which is shown in detail in next block diagram. So here we can see the ad platform, which consists of the ad exchange, demand side platform. Then we have the ad network. So ad network basically focused on the aggregation of the ad inventory for publisher to provide the scale advertiser. Then mainly it goal is to reach the large number of the customers or users. Then apart from that, we have the demand side platform. So demand side platform act as a what we can say first party role, and mainly it will enhance the users advertisement effectiveness and selecting the aggregating demand. Then it also having the various type of the tools. Then supply side platform is nothing but it act on the publisher side, and it is completely controlled by the publisher only, and it will have the various tools to optimize the space. Then in between we have the data accumulators, which will collect the data about the internet user to create the profile on their routine. Then next we can see the various components for advisory, or we can say advertisement model for the online advertisement. Like publisher will act as a first party role. So first party role is a role which is directly contacted by the user, whereas third party role means which is the contacted through the request, and they are generally triggered by the users. Then we can see the publisher is a first party role. In this, the user collected data will be like clickstream, local browsing, and scope is again local. Local means it is having the defense protecting mechanism within the existing advertisement system only, and privacy risk is also very low. Then second, we have the advertiser. Advertiser act as a third party, and again there is a again user collected data will be like restricted browsing history, preferences, and again scope is either local or global. Global means we have to add the new delivery model, so we have to continue fundamentally change the existing advertisement model. So privacy risk is also medium. Then supply side platform act as a third party. Then again, user collected data may be through clickstream, restricted browsing history. Then scope is again global and privacy risk is very high. Then demand side platform also act as a third party role, and it is also collected, user collected data will be same, and scope is again global, and risk is medium. Then next is the ad exchange, which also act as a third party role. In this again, the clickstream data, again the scope is global and privacy risk is also very high. Then there are certain ad supporting technologies also, like but these ad supporting technologies depends on two processes. One is behavior profiling and the automated auction. So behavior profiling means we are in this the behavior of the user is analyzed, means how the user is visiting that website or how many times the user visit that website. So customizing the ad depending on the user's choice and behavior. An automated auction means it will use the automated auction to allocate the advertisement based on the willingness for paying to the specific user profile. So generally what happens, the automated auctions are the payment based advertisement which are rarely used. Then one supporting technology here is the cookie matching, which is used to track the help to track the web trackers and the online advertisement. And mainly what happen in this, the advertiser and the ad exchange can exchange the information by cookie syncing. Then there are certain methods for protecting the privacy of the user. So but these methods are depending on the certain criteria. So main criteria are location, scope and strategy. So location means location, this is the local mechanism which will reside only at the user end, and the services are all running on the user end or the user application network only. Then scope can be same, either local scope or the global scope. Then strategy, again 5 strategies are there on which the protection mechanism are based, like blocking, authentication, sandboxing, transparency and inclusive technique. So what we can say here, transparency means mainly used for it is a key element used for online advertisement. And generally what happen, it is used for tracking the users and the data usage based on the online advertisement. Then we have blocking also. Blocking is a widely used techniques or a commonly used technique, and blocking tools are easily assigned, and blocking tactics are also easily assigned, which can be used by any user. Then we have authentication method. Authentication method is generally we are altering the data, or we are actually adding the data with the real data, so that the real user cannot be tracked, or what we can say, like here the correct identification of the owner cannot be done. Then we have sandboxing. Sandboxing is one more technique in which we are isolating the potentially malicious app from the critical resources which are present in the mobile application. Like here sandboxing is also easy method which is used by many, like used by the which Nissan and the Fredrickson. Then we have user inclusion. User inclusion means they are the various type of the user driven ecosystems which are used by the customers, or we can say various proposals for this one, for aiming to balance the privacy. Then there is a comparison of the existing protecting mechanism. So these mechanisms will compare all the 5 criteria which are needed. Like first is the Obliviad. So Obliviad involves the various type of the co-processors along with the it includes the co-processors for existing advertisement system to ensure the user privacy. So here the authentication and sandboxing can be used, but here transparency and blocking is not achieved. Then next is the AdGL method. So AdGL method basically will create a sandbox environment for running the ad, and also it will protect the user's privacy. So here we can see blocking and sandboxing is done, but authentication, transparency and user is not done, is not included. Then we have Private. So Private is a using the authentication and sandboxing is covered by Private. Then agnostic is the basically the academic proposal which will shows the personalized ad, but it will not show any personal information, or it will not compromise the user's privacy. So again authentication, sandboxing both are used by the agnostic method. Then you have Privacy Batcher. So Privacy Batcher is nothing but it is the open source add-on created, mainly used by the Firefox, Mozilla Firefox and the Google Chrome, and it also helps in protecting the user privacy by blocking the trackers. and also use the online tracking mechanism. Transparency is also used by privacy batcher. Then we have my tracking choices. So my tracking choices generally uses the transparency and blocking mechanism. Then you have X-ray. X-ray generally is just like a agnostic or ad driven. It will also provide a transparency platform that will monitor the personal information, so that the sensitive information will not be gathered by any user. Then next is like here we can conclude that like we can hide the IP address and exact location, GPS location, to improve the user privacy. Then authentication techniques are also used, which will help the advertiser to target the specific location. Then apart from that, users can also manually reset their identifiers and disable. Then apart from here, which is not included, geofencing technique can also be used, which will create the virtual barriers along with the for the certain advertisement. Then we can also reset the data and cache along with the identifier to protect the user privacy. Then we can use the virtual private network over the Wi-Fi. Then what we can say here is like there are certain things which will enable the target advertising campaigns, but also raises a significant privacy concern. And it will also what we can say like it will enable the more targeting advertising campaign, but again you increase user control and reducing reliance. Advertising revenue are the challenging goals. So still some of the features can also be what we can say like, even though we cannot enable all the techniques to protect the user privacy, but some features can be there. So some features has to be compromised for the user's privacy. So these are the certain references which I have used for this one. Actually basically many references which I have used, but here I have included just 21. So thank you for patience and listening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Deshpande madam, for presenting your work. I believe it is a good piece of case study, and you have registered your PhD from Amity University Gwalior.
Yes, sir.
So, are you teaching somewhere in India or?
Right now, sir, I am teaching in this one MGM CET Navi Mumbai, sir.
Navi Mumbai. Okay,
yes,
okay. So you took a very long distance PhD registration from Mumbai to Gwalior?
Yes, sir, because that time I have written the entrances, sir. So there I was selected, and they allowed me like weekly twice online classes were there.
Okay.
During Corona time, so I registered over there, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Because a lot of after this COVID era, like this facility has already been adopted by several NITs and triple ITs also.
Yes, sir.
Even different triple IT in India. I think triple IT in Kanchipuram and triple IT in Gwalior. So both are government institutions. So they have also allowed the PhD part-time PhD candidate for choosing the NPTEL courses, NPTEL or MOOC courses for completing their coursework. So this facility is very good for I think different PhD candidates. So moving to your work, this is the first year of your PhD or like first semester?
No, sir. I have completed. I think this is a 5th semester, sir. Means 2 years I have completed.
Almost you have completed 2 years and running in 5th semester.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this should be geared up in a more systematic fashion, because you need to also take some problem.
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, it is based on my actually second one, what we can say like second objective, sir. In that second objective, basically like here means we are exploring the mobile mobile device re-identifying method in the advertising environment.
Okay.
So here the advertisement purchase has to be done, but actually practically it was difficult for me to implement that.
Yeah. That was I was looking for implication or any technicalities of implementation. I'm looking at the presentation, but as a case study, it is a very good work because you have did a lot of homework in like taking things from the different perspective, in from the business industry. That all we have covered as a good case study part. But as a implementation, you because in any research work under PhD, like you have to showcase what finding that you have observed and that need to also be need to reported with the implementation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually,
This is the overall model of conduct or doing the PhD. Anyway, Deshpande madam, that's okay at your level, but I wish to see a better futuristic work for upcoming conferences.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if anyone has a query, otherwise we can bind up this session. All presented except one paper, that is the paper ID number 227. I've already spoke about that is the idea monitoring the environment and recycling approach for oil and drill waste. So this paper has not been presented in this technical session, and rest all 7 paper has been done with a very fruitful manner. And I also wish a very good luck to all the participants and congratulate for showcasing their work at this very good level. So thank you everyone for your presentations and participation in this conference. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bhavika, so if you want to say something, then you can.
So thank you everyone for joining in with us, and thank you so much to you, sir, for giving us your valuable time. And I request all of you to please join the technical session too, because that is also going on parallelly in the respective link. So have a nice day ahead, and please do join the technical session too.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir.